Hey everyone, we got really big breaking news out of Ukraine, Russia right now, actually literally between Ukraine and Russia. The bridge linking Russia to Crimea, the Krimsky Bridge, has apparently come under attack. So we are now seeing that traffic is definitely backed up and traffic is not flowing across the bridge. We're also getting very verifiable accounts that there are emergency vehicles, particularly ambulances, now on scene. We're getting unverified reports of multiple explosions on the bridge. This is in the middle of the night, dark. One of the accounts that is linked to the Wagner Group is saying that there was an attack at 3:04 a.m. local time there, and also another attack at 3:20 a.m. local time. So separated by 16 minutes. Now that is unconfirmed, those timestamps. Also, that information, we don't have that anyway verified, but other accounts, other people on the bridge apparently are verifying that there were multiple explosions and that vehicles are now stopped and that they are seeing ambulances on the scene. We're going to be talking about why this is so important. This is big news out there. This is as big as the attack on the Krimsky Bridge back in October last year. That was major headlines. Russia was furious. It took them 4 months to get the bridge back open. This is a major supply line for fuel, ammo, troops, all that going into Ukraine. One of the main ways that they're getting in there. This is pretty deep behind Russian lines there. So this is not something that they could attack directly without long-range missiles or long-range munitions that may have been provided recently by some of the U.S. and NATO allies. So we're going to be talking about some of the implications of that. Let's jump into it, folks. Welcome to the Poplar Report. If you're not familiar with this channel, please consider subscribing so you can get more access to more information like this in breaking news format. We are pushing this video out to you immediately. I was thinking about keeping this off till the morning, but let's get this out quickly. So like I said, local time 3:04 a.m. and 3:20 a.m. Now we're going to intersperse a little bit of speculation, and I will try to make it clear when some of these reports are unverified, but a lot of this information does seem to be pretty raw and coming from the front. There are a number of videos out there right now that I can't show you because they're really graphic. There are casualties in the videos. There definitely seems to be explosions. It looks like some vehicles wrecked when some of the bridge segments came apart. So, and like I said, this happened in the dead of night. So the video footage and stuff like that is people's cell phones out on the bridge trying to rescue people and just dealing with some nightmare scenarios. I saw one of the videos where the bridge segments are separated. So it looks like either something happened to the support structure underneath that segment, but seeing several feet gap in the bridge segment with straight drops below that. So it looks like it's not just a surface level. They didn't just scrape the blacktop. It looks like something's happening structurally to it. We're also seeing videos, like I said, of casualties in vehicles, blast damage, pieces of vehicles or debris around on top of the surface of the bridge. We cannot confirm that is that bridge necessarily. So, but it does seem plausible that these videos are linked to that incident because there doesn't seem to be any other incidents right now. But once again, we don't want to be like 100% on that. Now, if the Wagner account is accurate, that the first attack happened at 3:04 a.m. and another one happened at 3:20 a.m. 16-minute gap does kind of look more towards, unlike the last October where there was a fuel truck that was rigged to explode. That's what actually caused the segments to collapse of the bridge. This would make it seem like with a 16-minute gap that it's actually maybe more like missile strikes or long-range munitions attacking the superstructure. Potentially, or potentially coming up down through it and pushing the segments of the bridge, and maybe that's what caused some of the what we're seeing there, segmentation. But if you have vehicles, if you have two separate vehicles or multiple vehicles, to have these long gaps between explosions does not seem to fit the profile, because if one explosion happened, then security forces would be swarming the site. So would you really be able to get away with 16 minutes before you were able to get your vehicle in position and then evacuate your vehicle and let it explode, or potentially, if you're doing it more of a suicide bomber thing, to explode it right there. All that to say, it also jives with some of the things happening out there with UK has been providing long-range cruise missiles to Ukrainian forces, Ukrainian armed forces. We just got word at the NATO conference that France is now going to start supplying long-range cruise missiles to Ukrainian forces as well. These type of missiles look like they would have the range to hit this bridge, and it's an obvious target, obviously, because it's very long. It doesn't have as many air defenses potentially on it, but it's extremely symbolic, strategic, as well tactical. Now, we do need to flip over to the other side and look at this from the other side. Is this potentially a false flag by Russia in order to justify some sort of attack on Ukraine? That is also something that should be considered, because it's such an obvious attack on Russia, and probably will infuriate people, especially if they are seeing videos and such like that of civilians being hurt. Is Russia above that? Probably not. Governments around the world do this type of thing. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily the most plausible, but at this early stage, who can say? So let's just look at it from that angle a little bit. This is a very very public symbol, as well as civilian target, and also being such a strategic target, it would be hard to imagine Russia attacking itself like this. So it may bear some truth to that, where they know that it would seem very much like obvious that Ukrainian forces did this. Now, important to note several things. First, that Russia has said that any attacks on Crimea itself will be considered an attack on native soil Russia by the Russian government. Now, this is a bridge between Russian soil and Ukraine, and Crimea, Ukraine. So, where did this happen on the bridge? Did it happen on the legitimate Russian side of this? If that happened, then it may not even be a is Crimea Russia or not kind of conversation. It would be just, it was Russia. A Russian civilian target was attacked, and that may just stir up an immense outrage amongst the Russian population. That may solidify, kind of the backing for this war. There's, the Russian government could use this as propaganda against Ukraine, or it could justify a escalation of munitions or weapons. If they're looking for an excuse, maybe they did this against themselves so they could justify using a nuclear weapon against Ukraine, or to launch a new offensive, potentially through Belarus or something like that. If they're planning on something like that and they want to solidify public support before they go do this, that may be something like that. Important to note, in October, the attack last year was never claimed by the Ukrainian government. The Ukrainian government never explicitly said that they did it. They kind of hinted at saying they did it, and just recently, in just the last week, they had another high-level government official kind of hint at saying that they did that bridge attack, but because it was a fuel truck that was rigged to explode, they kind of still left it as, it was disgruntled or whatever, or unaffiliated terrorists or something like that. So Russia never had. They said it was Ukraine that did it, but they never were able to fully pin that on Ukraine. Now, with the missile strikes, that's just much more clear, right? It's just dead set clear. Those missiles came from over there in your territory. These are the type of missiles that, UK is now supplying to Ukrainian forces and just add those things up like that, and it would make it a much more direct link, and that Russia would be able to just say for sure these guys did it. And so all these deaths are on these people. So, and it being clear like that would potentially justify things. So whether this is an attack on Russia or whether this is a false flag attack on Russia, I don't know at this early stage. We're going to see some of the information develop as it goes forward. You know, whether if they're missiles fired, there may be trajectories that get leaked out or just flat out presented. If this is a direct attack that came from Ukrainian territory, there's always a possibility that Russia may go before the UN Security Council with this. So there's that too. A lot to unfold over the next number of days. We're going to get a lot more information once the sun comes up. We're going to get a lot more video footage and see exactly what has happened here. Still potential, still a small possibility that this is misreporting out there and that this is an attack somewhere else or whatever else like that. But there seems to be enough linkages that seems to support this. The traffic being stopped on the bridge, according to Google Maps, as well as other maps that track traffic and everything like that. Also, we have the firsthand reports of people saying this is where I am, and we're seeing ambulances. We heard explosions. So this does seem to be very reliable information, but we're still working to confirm some of those things. All right, so you'll be seeing some more of this stuff coming forward in the morning local time here in the United States as information comes available once the sun rises over there in Ukraine. All right, folks, if you appreciate this type of reporting, please do hit the thumbs up button. And also, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. We're almost at 100,000. You could be the one that tips it over. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. This video is also sponsored by Genesis Gold Group. If you have retirement funds, you want to move out of stocks and bonds into gold, silver, or platinum, you can click on the link right here to get over to Genesis Gold website and talk to Jonathan and his team to get some more information. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.